Paul, check and see if it's on.
Okay. On behalf of Lori and I and Dennis and Kathy McNally, I'd like to welcome you to this outstanding event, the marriage of our children. We are overwhelmed with emotion. I am. And really want to thank you all for making the effort to be here, to take time off of work, to make travel arrangements and child care arrangements and whatever. So we really, really appreciate that. I think you're going to have a great time tonight. I'd also like to thank Father Lenhart for being our celebrant today. And as some of you may know, that Father Lenhart was the president at Marquette High School during the term at which Michael was in high school, and also my son Chris. So we have a special place for Marquette High and Father Lenhart. Thank you. We'd also like to recognize Beth's grandparents who are here this evening, Dominic and Mary Ann Calabresa. They are members of the greatest generation, and Dominic was a World War II vet and a Marine. So Beth came into the world just a little over 5 pounds. And she was our little, wrapped up in her swaddle, our little football. And today, you see this beautiful, intelligent, charming, stunning woman before us. Now, when Beth was 3 years old, being close to the floor, I'd sit at the floor with her, and you know, she had many requests of me, which I usually granted, but every now and then I had to say no. And Beth would turn around on her heel, she'd stomp off, she'd go up to her room, she'd stomp around in her room, and then return and get right back in my grill with another argument. When she was 4 years old, don't worry, I'm not going through every year. When she was 4, she played a game that some of you may know called Memory. And Memory is a game, kids game there. You get about 50 pairs of cards, matched cards. You turn them all face down. You take turns. You pick a card. If you find the match, you keep the pair and continue. If not, you return the cards to face down on the floor. So you keep going around the room, and you normally with a 4-year-old you would be, maybe helping them out a little bit or cheating for them a little bit or whatever. Well, with Beth, she was so good at this game, nobody in the family could beat her. In fact, she would help you out and point out, pick that card or pick this one, and she was usually right. Then when Beth was a little bit older, she got into ballet and dance and volleyball and Girl Scouts, and she had an event in Girl Scouts where she was doing a cartwheel and she broke her arm. And in the audience tonight is Olivia, Michael's niece, who had a similar accident. How are you doing, Olivia? Yeah, Beth is doing pretty good too, so you'll get past this. So then, Mike, fast forward a little bit here. Mike came on the scene maybe about 4 years ago, and thereabouts, and Beth and Mike had we thought, a great relationship, progressing nicely. But then earlier this year, we started wondering, shouldn't we be hearing some announcement? Family members were wondering, isn't there going to be an announcement? So we invited Mike and Beth over for dinner. And after dinner, we said, say, Mike, by the way, what are your intentions with our daughter? You know, as a parents, your parents know you're an Uber manager, so you got to know these things. Well, Mike said he recently visited the jeweler and he had some on order. And he also said that he had this great plan to get myself and Beth's grandfather, Dominic, and her Beth's brother, Chris, together to ask for her hand in marriage, to get our blessing. Well, a couple weeks went by and nothing had happened yet, and some of the family members were gathered in Door County, and the cherry blossoms were in bloom, and it was spring, and Mike felt this is the time. So, but he hadn't gotten the blessing from the three of us. So Dominic was there. He got the blessing in person. I believe he called Chris on the phone and got his. And I was out of town on a golf outing in Mississippi. And this was a Saturday, I believe. And it was an early evening, and my golfing buddies were commenting on the skill at which I had played golf that day. And my phone rings. And answer it. This is Mike. My comment was, Mike who? So Mike, I wasn't messing with you. It was a bad connection. We love you, Mike. We're happy to have you in the family. We think you and Beth are a tremendous match, and we couldn't be happier. So, got to cheat here a little bit.
I always knew he was a cheater.
So they got, of course, they got engaged, and the wedding arrangements were done by Mike and Beth. Were unbelievable. I think it was Dennis that made the comment that they were working at warp speed, and they were. We were very impressed. So whatever slowness there was before the engagement, they more than made up for it afterwards. So Beth and Mike, we love you both dearly. We are really excited about your future together.